Well, hello people, and welcome back to another episode of City Showcase. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're having a look at the city of Karpathia by AMD Ryzen, a city built within the constraints of a 4-tile challenge, while still managing to hit 88% traffic and 88,000 population. Quite the achievement. Don't forget, if you want your work to feature next time, there is a link in the description to a Google form. Fill that out and I'll do my best to showcase your work next episode. Otherwise, let's settle in for another City Showcase, shall we? So for the first time on City Showcase, we're presented with one of the tile limited projects, which is something I've actually never attempted before. And I'd love to see more of them, so if any of you have these types of builds lying around, definitely do send them in. But first of all, to be impressed by the orbital view, very distinctive edges of course with the tile limitations, but that's not stopped them from absolutely cramming in loads into the city. The map I'm fairly sure is a base game one, it wasn't mentioned in the submission. I really recognise it actually, hold on, let me do some investigation. I'm almost sure it's a base game map. Yeah, it's Two Rivers, I'm pretty sure it's this one here, isn't it? This island in the middle, yeah. Which again, is not something we see very often at all in City Showcase, either a submission on a base game map. So back in 2015, City Skylines map building here, everyone. a different time altogether, my word. But we get stuck into the downtown waterfront here, and then we'll slice our way across the city. So starting out, we'll stumble upon lots of detail already. Already a really authentic downtown space. How beautiful is this? Nice climbs in height. I love the communication center from the Africa DLC copied up here. With lots of walkable space between buildings. A couple of duplicated assets here actually. With the disaster memorial. And some vanilla towers, which aren't my favourite assets in the game, but that's not a bad arrangement here to be fair. And then the city ends right along that line there, which is quite funny, isn't it? Down into the waterfront district, we'll see some of the wrecked cargo ships. Actually, I've never seen them use them like that before. First time I've seen anyone use that container. Almost as like it's a waterfront memorial in front of the boat museum, right? And the scale is off here. It's either the gym across the street is absolutely enormous, or it's a very small cargo container, isn't it? No, but we'll notice trams flowing around here. You mentioned the traffic at the start being at 88%, I think it was, up to 90 now, which is really good. I don't think Rebalanced Industries is in the mod set. No, Optimized Outside Connections is, which will affect Industrial Simulation. But Rebalanced Industries isn't in the playset. So that's really good. And then public transit as well is at just over 8,500. So near enough 10% of the people in the city actually running on the transit systems here. Which you can see thoroughly integrated. Trams and buses all against the waterfront here. Hotels. And the skyline is made up of skyscrapers content, green cities. Bit of vanilla commercial knocking about in the more medium density blocks here too. But it's all very tightly packed in, right? All these perfectly formed city blocks. With authentic alleyways behind them. There's a lot to enjoy here. Glass roof plaza tucked into the skyline as well. Really nice waterfront, very grand. Sea fortress, statue of Colossus is both present here too. I love the position of the boat hotel. Really makes it look like you've got kind of an active marina here in front of the downtown, doesn't it? Really like that. Ferry system also coming in as well. Wonder where you're going. Where are you going actually? Because it's over there. Okay, yeah, it's just going along the front here, isn't it? You can see all the stops. Services also included within the skyline. Plazas and promenades, hospitals. Mid-century modern car parking too. They're a real mix of different assets, honestly. And what is that? Is that Pathways? It is, isn't it? It is Pathways. Fantastic. I've never seen that before. I'm guessing you're going for like a cover. There's tram stopping here, is there? That's so cool. I've never... A massive use of nodes. There's a lot of nodes in that, but it's worth it. You wouldn't want to do that for every tram stop, but it's still very cool. And there's pedestrian underpasses here as well, linking back to more trams and train station all through here. Look at this. Even got some of the wall props here by the Oh, look at that. There's prop detailing. So nice. Wonder if there's some purpose behind these themed buildings here, the mountain village and the seaside resorts. Must be like maybe like an old sort of colonial house maybe in the city centre. That's definitely how I'm interpreting that with the signage out the front as well. A really interesting downtown features. I really really like that. And this is also feeding into massive walking porn by the train station. Oh, look at this. Hello. Hello, people. Hello. Where are we all going? To a metro station? Is that it? Not that that's a bad thing, of course. But goodness me, look at all this going through here. That's so good. I love that. That is why the public transit ridership is so high. That's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that, not a single pocket car. Everyone is walking. Just, you love to see that, don't you? Really love to see. That's a really cool system here. From these trams to the underground, well, the pedestrian underpasses, to the design of the station. There's just great transit integration there. For that, trains, buses, 2 tram lines. A little bit of yes please for that, and take a screenshot. Beautiful. Let's have a look at the ridership of the trains. Only 345, I expected that to be busier. But I guess most of the Sims here are using trams and metro, aren't they? I guess it's only rare with the intercity people coming in here. Let's have a look actually if there is internal train lines within 4 tile build. No, I didn't think there would be, to be fair, with it only being 4 tiles. So that makes sense with it being only 300 and something then. Down here again we'll see more duplications of the African miniature assets. And a really well formed downtown space. The mind boggles of what you could have done with 9, 25 or even 81 tiles. Seaside Resorts again features heavily along the waterfront. With nice integration of the banking stuff from financial districts. Just really nice skyline. It's such a good asset, this one. This bank. Trams are coming down the waterfront to landscaping. Out the front of the stock exchange. With lots of pedestrianisation also present along the train tracks here as well. Whereas there has been some official asset prop detailing done, including the use of the air vents, which again is not something we see very often. Oh, look at that. Oh, you've even put one of the train signals in there. I've never seen that before. I guess it's like a warning light, I suppose. Really interesting. Great bit of detailing by your rail line here. Using the official assets for that. Even gone in with some damage down here. Great stuff. Lovely to find little things like that. We'll enjoy a stadium, the match day one, the waterfront here, to sit alongside the towers and more ferry stops. And before we really collapse down, we'll check out everything left of the rail line once we finish off this chunk here. Before we collapse down into a big wall-to-wall district. Bit of a medium density fall away. This brings us then into another skyline, which again is made up of green cities. The Needle of Shanghai also features alongside the London Eye. Tourism. Placed in more awkward shaped city blocks here. The Arc de Triomphe also features with trams passing through the middle of it. I'd love to see that. Next one, use of anarchy. People will get flattened, but we'll have to deal with it. That's okay. Because it's stopping at that station down there that I can see is absolutely bustling. That is a really nice positioning of the glass roof plaza over the glass roof tram station. This is a really cute area of the city, this, isn't it, for that? I'm taking a screenshot. Yes, please. Really cute. More medium density housing blocks also forming here too. Great execution of vanilla assets here for residential designs. Geometric green space slicing at an angle through these grids. I appreciate the design here. Very nice. Arts of Korea also present. With green cities, modern Japan, skyscrapers all making up the rest of the skyline here. With lots of landscaping to enjoy around the arc as well, to not gloss over that and get distracted by walking porn, of course. Let's actually focus on the build, not just the people. Yeah, it's just really nicely formed. You're obviously a seasoned city builder. You've got great asset knowledge here as to how to form really dense looking skylines. This brings us into the conference centre, which sits by Arrowhead Park. One of my favourite assets in the game, this of course. The recycling centre, parking and train station also present here too. Where we can start to just see the grander train infrastructure here, obviously serving outside connections. But is that what the developers did? Is this outside the map boundary? Yeah, it is. God, is that... is that Colossal Order's train interchange? I must have seen this when I did the map tail list, but that was years ago now. But, come after Colossal Order train, please. before any of us. Jeepers. And back to the build. We'll grab this big outline sections of sprawl. And we'll see big old chunk of emerging downtowns here. Got trams passing through it. Big fan of the trams, clearly. They're pretty much every district here. Different tram line again as well. And then we see some really interesting layers here. What exactly is going on with this? So this is a highway network. It's looping round into this sort of strongest shape kind of design. With elevated roads heading off and down into the downtown road network. Really clever way to introduce a highway connection into your city centre. Which is obviously working a dream, isn't it? Because traffic's glorious there. Fantastic. Really good stuff. Catching this big industrial belt as we look across this area of the city to the right-hand side of these train lines now. We'll see big mining and ore excavations here. Also inclusion of the base game industry too. Love to see that. And then this whole mine continues, also with canals integrated into it as well. With the industrial truss bridge. Double rotary kilns. The container industrial zoning. Saplings, factories, storage, train exports, sewage. Just an absolute massive industrial district. But I do appreciate the combination of it all. Gives you a very brutal industrial visual here, doesn't it, with this? With the, especially the train cutting through it as well, my word. So I can appreciate kind of a gross industrial landscape. Bit of pollution goes a long way for realism, doesn't it? This then continues in more massive swaths of mixed industry. Like, look at this. We got forestry, sewage, another tram depot, loads of greenhouses as it transitions to a farm district, animal processing. Like, real mix of industrial districts here, isn't it? Especially if you're going to put that ore industry in the background. Like, look at that. Vast industrial landscape here. Look at that. Brilliant. Oh, it looks nice. I love all the arrangement of assets. You can also see commercial here. Bordering up that side of the rail line where we saw this pathway against it, which I really love, this hedge. Also just breaking the line against the fence too. With lots of malls, financial districts. Which brings us back to those historical buildings by the train station we saw. I did notice the inclusion of Green City's commercial here. Sorry, residential. If this has a name. Atlas Park. Atlas Organics. Would love to know the story behind the inclusion of the Green City's residential here. Are you repurposing it into something perhaps? Because it does blend really nicely with the greenhouse assets, doesn't it, from the farm DLC or industries DLC. Likewise as well with this little stretch of American pedestrian pathway by the barracks. Some really interesting combinations I've not seen before in any builds. Then you've also got countryside and seaside resorts here as well. I'm guessing this isn't just regular residential, just how it's integrated into the build. You have to let us know about this one, I'm quite curious. Quick admiration for the road hierarchy through all this district as well. Amazing. This would be absolutely horrifically busy, I imagine, without rebalanced industries on. It would probably be so slammed because there's so much industry here. Like all the DLC buildings alone would attract so much, the storage units, and then the zoned on top of that. We'll also see trams moving through the district as well. Very nice. Great fun. Real nice blend of districts that. With an interesting kind of geometric road hierarchy to boot as well. As we come back into this block, on the right side of the custom tram station here, emerging downtowns will re-emerge with really nice custom park. I love that. Isn't that so cool? That might be one of the coolest custom asset parks I've seen. That's so nice. I've never thought of doing that before. That's like so cool. Really cool. I love that little round of applause for the custom parks, everyone. Love that. And it continues all the way through here as well. Look at that. Seeing the decals coming out. Was that Surface Painter? I think it might be Surface Painter, isn't it? And even here with the monorail stands to create like an archway. I kind of never seen that before. Really cool. What wonderful custom park space through this way. Alright. Again, like, look at those designs. Isn't that fun? Clearly a very seasoned builder here. Planning, and geometry and shapes and symmetry are big elements of the build. Loads of fantastic prop work through here as well, look at that. All this hand-placed goodness, so nice. Little tables around the grill. All the outdoor stuff here from Countryside. I love this park. There's something about just simple grey pathways and mirrored assets that's really effective in a city build. This brings us up to a roundabout and the library in the back end of the emerging downtown district here. We'll see a tunnel here which connects from this side of the road. So a little bit of a green cities element. Market, seaside resorts happening around here. And an in-city bus station, which isn't too busy. It looks like most people around this bit of the city using the metro and the trams like we saw near the train station. We'll see pictures here. And then European suburbia really arrives again at the edge of the map here, doesn't it? Which is a pretty similar design to what we saw that side as well, isn't it? Really nice suburbia designs. Not lent into the grid at all here. Lots of curves, bends. And just great looking suburb. Really nice. This then kind of leads us to a bit of a halfway point in the city, divided by this highway here, which is made up of 2 trumpets and a more custom configuration here. As the highway really kind of devolves into slower couplet system down here, doesn't it? Quite Ilium actually, with the way the city's formed around the downgraded highway network. A lot of fun. And I just love this interchange as well. Also just noticed the one-way elevated tram lines. There we go. These are coming up the back of the forest industry here. Heading right over. That's so cool, isn't it? You can see this arterial also tunneling under. Great road design. Really, really fun. To begin exploring this district, I think we'll wrap around in a bit of an L shape. Or an S shape, I suppose. And then grab this industrial waterfront here, right? Back to more European suburbia. Med clinics integrated with car parks. Green cities market action down the town street. Which I'm sure has really incredible views to multiple skylines in the city. Like, tell me this map doesn't feel absolutely enormous, right? But it's only 4 tiles. like kind of crazy. You packed so much in. There's essentially no wasted space in this build. We'll see a drop in height here as well as the suburb comes down. We've also got Countryside mixed in with European suburbia as well, which is a good combination. More residential here. It's clear how you've got the 88,000 in. There's a lot of homes. Repetitions of Art Deco, vanilla. Loads great inspiration here for residential. Metro integrated in here. And just really nice road design. With one of the more interesting designs we've seen for a factory. That's so unique. I wonder what the purpose is here. Maybe as like a gate or a barrier. Ultra fence maybe. It's a barricade. It kind of reminds me of those gas silos that you used to see, well, still see, because gas is still stored in great quantities across the modern world. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. I'll throw a picture up on screen of what I'm thinking about. But again, another unique design I haven't ever seen before. This countryside suburb mixes and mingles with a bit of emerging downtowns as population continues to be very dense. And then we'll see nature reserve here. Bound by zoo fence, museums, bit of a mixed park. There's also zoo assets in here too. Yeah, wonderful little park space, nice little green belt. With the Bird and Bee Haven that borders onto an airport, which I'm surprised you managed to fit an airport in here. We'll catch that as we cross over this next highway boundary. Before we'll see the endless street. Pretty much everyone in the city lives in this central belt, don't they? There's tons of houses here, mostly emerging downtowns again. Absolute goated content creator pack. Carries everyone's cities these days, isn't it? I don't know what I did before emerging downtowns existed. Brooklyn and Queens, actually, was the previous best, wasn't it? Just as we come across a Brooklyn and Queens district. With the Mirai featured so closely as well, which is an interesting choice here. As we come into some Asian temples, definitely a bit more of a city centre district here. Some really interesting orientations of the Hearts of Korea apartments here. With glass roof plazas, wall to wall, all making up this big district. Residential vanilla towers. Bring us back to the central arterial where we found those 2 elevated tram systems, where we can see them land back this side now. Which is a really fun way to separate out your tram areas here. And they're busy as well. How many people are sat here waiting? Really great that. Fantastic stuff. Beyond this, we'll see the return of the vanilla district. Which again, can be quite nice when it's controlled, you know. Just a lot of the surviving Mars assets. There's always one, there you go. there's always one surviving Mars asset in the vanilla districts, isn't there? Bit more of a nice residential area here. Libraries, parks, schools. You're a big fan of your Korea recycling building, aren't you? We've seen this quite a few times already around the city. Must be the preferred garbage solution. And again, just another nod for how well integrated the tram lines are. They're never too intrusive, are they? They're just flowing through the green belts and serving everyone nicely. More little prop detail in here as well. It's a bit of site admin. You even put the arrows down as well. Seeing decals, official decals at that too. Parts continue here as we come into what I imagine is the city's only campus. Where's our administration building? Over here. So the campus sits absolutely crammed with unique buildings. We've got Aquatic Centre, School of Engineering, Police Academy, Modern Art, Opera House, Science Centre, and then a really dense campus with the other unique building. School of Education, is it? Can I get it right? Am I that much of a CS nerd? No, Tourism and Travel, it's fine. I'm not that much of a nerd yet. Tourism and Travel. Yeah, just I love a campus layout. Super dense again. All tightly packed in. Really nice campus. Nestled in very cutely against the trumpet interchange here. We also have big baseball threatening to take over here too. As we come across that other highway system, which is really recessed through the city here, but seems to massively jump up there. What's happening there? Is this in the tile boundary? Doesn't look like it is. No, it's not. I've got a massive death wave. Holy smokes. What's caused that? You have death care in the city, don't you? No, you have no crematoriums? There was nothing listed on the submission for a custom crematorium or anything. I'm not sure why you would have done that. That's genuinely confused me. I have no idea why you would have no death care here. Unless you were playing with a mod to remove essentially the life simulation. There should be nothing in the playset though. Yeah, my initial thought when this happens is that there's a stuck hearse somewhere or something in the simulation has died. But no, it's just it's just everyone in the city is dead because there is no healthcare. Really interesting. You'll have to let us know about that one, Ryan. Not entirely sure about that. Beyond that, as we discover this map edge, which is where CO's Cloverleaf interchange is built, which is not good. Don't ever use this design. It's terrible. Despite the fact it's flowing wonderfully now, you don't want to use this. This will then drop us off at a big European district as we head to the building next to the campus. Inclusion of the Market Street Uniques, European blocks. The doubling up of Service Point is a very nice fusing here. As well explore big pedestrian districts. I love seeing that red bus line cut through the area. That's really nice. Great road planning there. It's a real mix, isn't it? I wonder what the 4-tile challenge was. It's like very distinctive blocks of design all over the city, isn't it? Was it just the highest population as you could get? Or a specific theme behind the challenge, I suppose? Or was it just 4 tiles being the challenge? let us know down below. Next to the European area is a big industrial revolution area with wall-to-wall, vanilla commercial. And again, some really nice layering off of this central couplet system running through. Just little ways to peel on and off it that take you deep into the heart of the city. Good stuff. The chirper balloons coming into land. Wonderful. Over here we'll see a harsh suburb. This is the vanilla residential. It's not my favourite. Not my favourite style in the world. Kind of look like Fallout houses, don't they? I'm not going to get stuck talking about them again. Spend my life slugging off the vanilla low density residential assets. It is, however, in a really fun design with these little curves and bumps here. I really like this. And then as we could transition into very much a secondary skyline here, which is built mainly of IT cluster and residential towers in a very dense formation. Like, look at all of these tall buildings. Really wild, that, isn't it? This really does look like 2015 city skylines here. I think it's this asset here. If I see this, it reminds me of when the game came out for some reason. I'm not sure why. This particular asset just reminds me of the year 2015. In here, we have a nice big waterfront zoo, which is a really nice setting for it. By the foot of the skyscraper here. I'm sure this place looks pretty insane at night, doesn't it? With there being so many towers, granted full of the dead, but towers nonetheless. But yeah, really nice, especially going to sit yourself down in the park here, right on a table. Just lots of towerage to enjoy. Beyond that, as this new skyline falls away into emerging downtowns by the couplet, we're going to fly by another tram depot and some water treatment works. The emergence of that underground metro as well. Alongside a bit of forestry, mixed with oil, it seems. The pulp mill is a great inclusion within kind of a wider, dirtier factory area. Just because it's got these big burners on it, because it looks a lot like the oil stuff really, doesn't it? We've got fishing out here. Soft paper factory, wood vision. This is a really nice blending of factories here. From the printing press, the toy factory, wood factory, and paper. Really love this whole factory complex there. This brings us into a massive oil area, which is mainly base game oil extractors. There's a little bit of DLC tucked in here too. Sneakers factory with a police station. Which then brings us out onto a little airport peninsula with more factories. Pretty much all the factories here, are they? Most of them are. Like the sneaker factory or the clothes factory here. Then a tiny little airport island, which really dwarfs the size of the airports before the airports DLC, doesn't it? They're very small. But yeah, it's cute. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Food factory is also there as well. Before we cross over the entrance to that canal network that we tracked earlier, this is the one heading back into this big mining pit area. More oil with very unique inclusion of the European buildings here. Wonder if that was supposed to be something. It's a very harsh clash. I'll give you that one. The old style European buildings next to endless oil refinery, but maybe it's supposed to be something else. And this big oil field is mainly base game oil, to be fair. Lots of these buildings. Oil plants, water treatment. A few derricks out here. Before this brings us up to the airport, which is really small, tucked into the corner of the map. We did well to squeeze an airport into a 4-tile build, to be fair. And yeah, nice simple airfield. The metro is here too, which is getting some really nice ridership. Orientated by the highway road here. But nice little airport, cutely configured. I'm happy with this. You've also... How have you done this? That's cool. So you've included different buildings within kind of the hug of the terminal. Very interesting. Never seen that done before. And out front, you have a quintessential collection of airport assets. Jangbysoft, 2 hotels, the mothership. And a really nice airport configuration, given the double layering of the terminal here. Sweet and simple. Couple of tall booths as well. Well, that finishes off with 2 power stations tucked into the corner of the map. It's certainly one of the more unique submissions we've had, I think. There's some really nice ideas in here, and some really unique ideas as well. There's a lot of detail in there I've not really seen before. And I absolutely adore this custom tram stop here. It's one of my favourite bits of the city. Like, to be, like, don't get me wrong, like, there's some cities that look really super realistic, but work within the constraints of the official assets and try and be creative with them, without the constraints of anarchy in this particular instance. I love how seeing different people's minds comprehend these infrastructure designs. And it bears fruit, clearly, because this is super busy and walkable, which is great to see. Really, really like that. Great stuff. Everyone's burying into that metro, aren't they? I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this one. And indeed, if you have any more of these tile challenge projects, I'm always interested to explore them. So if you have one lying around, do send it in. We'll hopefully have some more of these sent in. Now we've had one of them. That link to the Google form is in the video description. Put it out and I'll do my best to showcase your work in the next episode. Either way, hang around for some cinematics of Karpathia. I'll thank you all so much for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.